So, obviously, I know that God created food to fuel our bodies and to nourish them and to give us energy, but I actually did not realize that there was biblical evidence for this. But the Lord really helped me to see this passage in 1 Samuel chapter 14 in a new light this morning, and I just had to share it with you guys because I just found this to be so amazing. So just a little bit of context. Saul and Jonathan and all of the Israelites actually are going against the Philistines in battle, and Saul has banned the Israelites from eating anything until he has avenged himself of his enemies, is what he said. And then Jonathan, his son, had not heard this command and goes ahead and eats some honey. And it says that once he had eaten it, his eyes were enlightened. And let me just read it here. It says, "Then answered one of the people and said, Thy father straitly charged the people with an oath, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. Then said Jonathan, My father hath troubled the land. See, I pray you, how mine eyes have been enlightened, because I had tasted a little of this honey." And this is really what convicted me. He says, "How much more if the people had eaten freely today of the spoil of their enemies which they found? For had there not been now a much greater slaughter among the Philistines?" And that just got me thinking, yeah, think about the difference of how our bodies function when we have not eaten all day versus when we have eaten. It affects everything. It affects our energy, it affects our productivity, it affects our emotions, obviously, even how we respond to other people. It affects so much. And so Jonathan is just pointing out to the people, if Saul had allowed them to eat, think about how much more they could have accomplished. And it just made me think about my own life and just how I feel when I eat versus when I don't. And the crazy thing is that even though I read this passage today and was really convicted by it and was yeah, how true is that, and felt inspired, still my old thought patterns and tendencies kicked back in, and I did not eat anything this morning, even after my run. And because I knew that I would eat at work, and I was well, if I'm gonna be eating at work around 11 or so, I shouldn't eat anything this morning. Stupid of me. Needless to say, I felt awful at work until I ate something.